Class. It's me, Erin. Today I'm going to talk to you about the art of parenting. Believe me, it is an art. I believe this will be relevant to all of you because if you don't already have a kid, you might want to one day, and any little bit of advice may help. Trust me, because I didn't have any. So I can credit this from my own experience because I have a 2-year-old and he's my first. Uh, the points I'll be making are things that I've just had to learn on my own. I probably should have already known, but you never really do. The art of parenting, I mean, you can never know everything, like I just said, but here are a few things that may help some of you first time parents or prospective ones. Discipline is a big thing for a child. They're fairly easy to deal with until they get about the age that they can walk and have their own little attitudes and figure out that they can push things. So structure and discipline are a big thing in a child's life. One of the big things that I do with Jaden is just maintain my position and my tone. You don't necessarily have to spank a kid, which I don't think is a bad thing. There's a difference between spanking a child and beating them, but there's a way to keep your child in line without having to do that. A firm tone, that, hey, don't do that kind of thing, that, it really does work. I've had to pop Jaden's hand a couple times. He does this thing where he likes to test me. He'll stand there and I'll be like, Jaden, don't do that. And he'll move away, but he'll just move a little bit closer. He'll keep an eye on me a little bit closer he moves, and he tests his limits with me. But every child's going to do that, in my experience, anyway. While discipline and structure is important, so is love and affection. It's always important to let your child know you're proud of them. If your child does the right thing, especially. If they do it without you having to tell them, you just let them know that they're doing the right thing. Because it makes a huge impact in knowing that that's what they get acknowledgement for, is doing the right thing without having to be told. Maintaining balance is probably the hardest thing to do. I know it breaks my heart getting on to my son. But I'd much rather, get on to him and have my little heart broken and his little heart broken, rather than him be one of those little children that I see every single day in Walmart screaming and crying in the middle of the floor because they don't get what they want, and their parents are like having to, psh, oh my gosh, don't do that. I'm not gonna be one of those parents, All I have to do is say his name and he'll, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that then. um, Responsibility is my last key point, and it is probably the biggest as a parent. Had my son when I was 22 years old, and man, I had just turned 21. I was like, hey, I'm gonna party, I'm gonna go drink. Didn't work out like that. I was pregnant at 21. So, I mean, as a parent, you really have to give up that life. If you never get to have it, I mean, I hate to be that way, but you should have never had a child, and that's just how it is. That's how I've had to look at it, because it really sucks. I mean, I get to go out with my friends sometimes and go to the casino or something like that, but most of my life is work and my son. I mean, partying just can't be a priority anymore. That's why people try to tell you, wait, plan to have a child, because responsibility is key in having a child. They need to know that you're there for them. Like I said, a lot of people have to give up friends and hobbies, in order to be a good parent. You have to, and you shouldn't really have to worry about your friends leaving you for being a good parent, because, if they're not your friend for not being able to come out and get drunk with them or what have you, then, I mean, they must not have been very good friends in the first place. Also, with responsibility always comes reward. The greatest reward you could ever have is watching your child grow every day, watching them learn, seeing all their little quirks and how they grow into their personalities. I continue to be amazed by my son every single day, to see how much he looks like me more and more, how much he acts like me, how much he loves me no matter what. And that's the biggest thing to me, is seeing, that no matter what I do, no matter the mistakes I make, he still loves me, and that's my greatest reward. I'm sure that's a lot of parents' rewards, but everybody's different. Um, so that about wraps up my speech. You can't really give all these great parenting tips in the time allotted. I actually went over my time, but uh, the information was pretty general. It helps to hear things from different perspectives, but those are the three main points of parenting that I'm going to go over. I'm not saying that that's all of them, but that's the only ones that I'm going to hit in this speech. So discipline, love, responsibility. There you go. I mean, what more could you need to know as a prospective or first-time parent? Hope this information is able to help someone in some situation one day. I mean, I don't know, everybody's got their own way of parenting and dealing with things, so, do it how you're going to do it, but that's my advice. And, like I said, no matter how general, I hope it can be of some use, and I look forward to, once again, seeing the informative speeches you guys have prepared.